Okay, so I have been doing some research for class, and I found out some things that really bothered me, and I wanted to share them with you. If you've seen any of my other videos besides my weight loss video, you know that I'm against gun violence, and I think that something should be done expeditiously, because human life is our greatest resource. It's something that we can't renew, we can't reuse, we can't get back. Once somebody dies, they're gone. So I wanted to address that today, and I'm going to tell you what I found out. So back in June, Congress voted to uphold. I have notes here, so if I'm looking down, don't be like, what's she reading? But I got notes anyway, so here we go. Congress voted to uphold a 19-year ban on gun violence research. I didn't know this. Most people don't know this, because like the article said, they did it quietly. I didn't know that there was a ban on the CDC. It's on the CDC doing research. I had no idea. So that just tells me that we don't really want to do anything about gun violence. Even after Sandy Hook, even after the Aurora Theater shooting, even after numerous military bases, schools, churches, we still don't even want to do research on it. Okay, and I have a quote from John Boehner. This is per the article. The article is by Business Insider. I think Business Insider. I'll try to post the link to the article, but it says here that House Speaker John Boehner says the CDC is there to look at diseases that need to be dealt with to protect public health. I'm sorry, but a gun is not a disease. Guns don't kill people, people do. And when people use weapons in a horrible way, we should condemn the actions of the individual and not blame the action on some weapon. Really? Really, John? Okay, so there's more. Okay? So apparently in 1996, everybody knows in the 90s that gun violence was a real problem, not on the mass shooting level, but on the individual level. So the CDC funded research by Dr. Fred Rivera, I think it's Rivera, and his findings were that having a gun in the home increases the risk of homicide and suicide 3 times. Now, I'm going to lay down the notes and tell you what my personal thoughts are. The CDC's research, first of all, the CDC is a government agency. It's a part of the government. Anything that is a part of the government makes whatever statistic or research or idea, it makes it legitimate. So if the CDC comes out and says that everybody should have this vaccine, local governments and school districts and things like that are going to take it seriously. So anything that is put together by the government, it makes the information legitimate. Okay? That's just how it works, whether it's wrong or right or not. That's how it works. So by Congress shutting down any type of gun violence research, is gonna make it so that legitimate research doesn't exist. Private nonprofits and organizations and scholarly people, academic environments, whoever, can do as much research as they want, but it will never be as legitimate as if it's done by some agency in the government. Okay, so long as we understand that. Analysis of a problem is the first step toward changing that problem. We can see reports every day on the news of somebody dying by gun violence, but if the research is not there, if the legitimacy is not there, then nothing's going to change. So by Congress saying that we're not going to fund gun violence research, is really saying that we're not going to address the problem. We're not even going to, not only are we not going to bring the problem to the table and propose legislation against gun violence or against ownership or the way that records are kept of who has guns and who's not supposed to have guns. We're not even going to bring that to the table, because we're not even going to do the research to see if it's a problem in the first place. So I just think that, like President Obama said a few months back, that we really, really have to take a look at ourselves. We have to take a look at our country in the direction that it's going. Because my personal thoughts are that we are gonna let this problem linger, and we're gonna let this problem fester, and we're gonna become more and more and more and more desensitized. Because if every day you hear about someone getting killed by a gun, then it's just going to become a normal thing. When in actuality, a human being killing another human being should never be something that we just look over, something that we just move past, like, oh well. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us not like other animals, if you get what I mean. So anyway, my fear is that we're going to become so desensitized, because if we keep having mass shootings, if every few months there's a mass shooting, every few months, then it's just going to be, oh, there was another school shooting, oh well, you know, what are we going to do? That's what it's going to start to feel like. Oh, there was another shooting on a military base. Oh, more of our soldiers got killed at home by guns. And I want to address the fact that some people say, they argue that people kill people, like John Boehner, and guns. People don't kill people, guns kill people. That's what he said. People don't kill people, guns do. That's not entirely true. Guns have to have someone manning them. People are gonna have conflict with other people. That's natural. That's who we are. There haven't been but a few years, less than 100, of peaceful years that humans have been on Earth. There's only been less than 100 years, and we've been here for thousands of years now. And so we're gonna have conflict. But what guns do is they make it so much easier for you to shoot, harm, kill another human being. That's what guns do. Because if you had, and not only killing someone, it makes crime easier. For example, if someone came up to you with a knife and they were trying to rob you, you would be more likely to fight back than if they had a gun. If someone only had a knife and they didn't have a gun, they would be less likely to attempt to rob you, because a knife wouldn't be as effective as a gun, unless they were just sure they could overpower you, but that's not part of this example. So guns just make it easier to kill someone. And I think that we should do the research. We should have legitimate research. There are so many countries in this world that don't think that guns should be just common in everyone's house, for the simple fact that we're going to have conflict. And because we know we're going to have conflict, and even though we have various religions and faiths and things that try to keep us in line morally, we're still going to have conflict. So let's just make it harder to kill another person. Let's make that harder. I don't see what the problem is. I don't understand why we don't want to do the research. I don't understand why we don't want to address this issue, because it's only going to get worse. I wanted to make reference to the 2 reporters that were killed on live TV today. When are we going to learn? When is America going to wake up and see what we've become? And I know people want to keep their guns, and they think that the founding fathers had our best interests at heart and things of that nature, but that was a different time. That was a different time. America had just broken away from Great Britain, and they needed to protect themselves. They had so much fear that government was going to rise up against the people. So we have to get out of that mindset, because this is not 1776. This is 2015. It's not 1776. Let's fix this problem. Please like my video. Please share my video. Please comment. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Ashley N. Baker. Follow me on Facebook. Ashley N. Baker on Facebook. And the group on Facebook is hashtag Don't Shoot America. Hashtag Don't Shoot America. I'll try to put a link below. But tell me what you think of what's going on in our society, and sometimes I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to think about what's going on. And I don't want to leave this world and not have tried to change things that I saw that are just flat out wrong. I can't do that. I can't. So that's why I make these videos. And maybe one day you'll see me on CNN. Maybe one day I'll be somebody's congressional representative, mayor, governor, something. And we can really address this problem. We really need politicians that are going to not govern themselves when they get elected by who donated to their campaign. We're your constituents. What about what we want? What about our concern? If we want to really talk about the founding fathers, they wanted representation. They wanted individuals to be represented in a way that was democratic, that was with their best interests. And that is not what our representatives are doing. It's not what they're doing. Yeah, okay. I gotta end this video. I could go on and on, but I think I'm gonna make some more videos probably very soon about Donald Trump and the race for the president and things that are going on. So anyway, that is all that I wanted to say, and I hope that you learned something that you didn't know and that you pass it on. Don't like this video and not share it, because we all need to be informed. So, see you later.